It doesn't look to be quite the exact one that is for the 2008 Mazdas. This came out of a 2006 from the looks of it. All right, guys, let's do it. Welcome back to another episode of Broken Mirror, guys. If you are new to the channel, we've been working on my 2008 Mazda-3 that has 142,000 miles. I picked it up for 1,200 bucks, and the reason I got it so cheap is it needs a transmission control module. So in the last episode, if you go back, you see that I checked it out, removed it, saw that it's been replaced once, but still seems to be the issue. Maybe it wasn't quite fixed all the way. The other thing is that it needs a windshield and probably some paint work up on the clear coat in the back here. So it definitely needs some work, definitely needs some love. Interior is pretty dang gross. It's gonna need a real cleaning to get right. But what I would like to focus on in this episode is finally replacing the transmission control module and maybe even the windshield. So what we're gonna do right now is actually head down to the junkyard and try to find a good TCM, hopefully that's already been replaced and no one's touched yet. I might try to get a windshield. I'm gonna stop by Harbor Freight, try to get the tools, and then just see how hard it is to actually get a windshield out. Not positive I'm gonna do it yet. If it's easy enough, or if I can get it within 20-30 minutes, then I'll probably get it. If I break it, crack it, chip it, whatever, I might just skip the whole process and just pay to get the whole thing done. Either way, that's the goal. Let's get at it. All right, guys, so I started heading down to the junkyard, but I stopped at Harbor Freight quick, grabbed that windshield removal tool, and I honestly just went through about 15 Mazdas, and only like 2 had the transmission that I needed, and both of them were missing the modules. So I figured I would try doing the whole get the windshield out ordeal, but after my first attempt, you guys saw I cracked the window. So one thing I learned is those windshields are thin on the Mazdas. The other thing I learned was even when cutting with that braided wire, I ended up scratching all the runners of the side of the windshield. So I just would have chipped all the paint off of my car. So with those 2 issues, I know there's like another tool that they use, like a spatula that they use on a like Sawzall, but I have to order that, and that's probably gonna take like a week to get to me. So I think I might end up skipping trying to get the windshield for this car. It just seems to be a little too much of a hassle until I kind of learn the process a little more. It was a good learning curve. It definitely did teach me some things about how hard and how easy it can be. But yeah, I think I might skip it. We'll see. If I end up finding another one by the time that I need it, then maybe I'll do it, but I don't know. But for now, I'm actually gonna go to the premium LKQ lot and see if they have the Mazda I need. They just have a crashed one that came in 2 days ago that I'm hoping is it. So that's the goal. Let's get at it. All right, guys, so I went to the second junkyard and I kind of didn't tape anything because I ended up finding a TCM, but it was just laying there. Like there was no work involved. So I ended up grabbing this one, It doesn't look to be quite the exact one that is for the 2008 Mazdas. This came out of a 2006 from the looks of it. But I did check some of the guys who rebuild these things, and they basically say the parts numbers are interchangeable with the ones that fit on the 2008. Now, the only thing that kind of scares me a little bit is that it does look a little fried underneath, especially back down in this corner, but I don't know if it's completely shot. So fingers are crossed. My goal right now is I'm going to try to install it, see if the car works at all with it in, and then go from there, whether I have to send it out or send my other one out and try to get it refixed, or whatever's wrong with it, or try to get a different one. But the first thing I want to do is I actually want to pull the other one out and compare the pins to make sure all the pins match up to each other. So that's the goal. Let's get at it.
I'm slowly, I think I'm crazy. Well, I think it's crazy. Think I'm slowly, I think I'm crazy. Well, I think it's crazy. Think I'm slowly, I think I'm crazy. Well, I think it's crazy. Think I'm slowly.
All right, guys, I put in the new TCM, I put the battery in, wired everything back up. I am leaving the mount off the battery and the cover off the battery just in case I have to go in and take it back out. But right now what I'd like to do is actually start the car for the first time. And I just kind of want to put it from drive to reverse to park, drive to reverse, park, and just kind of go back and forth just to see if I can get it to trip. Or it might be on as soon as I start the car. So I don't know. We'll see if that little automatic sign shows up. Anyway, let's give it a shot. So that little AT, if that keeps lighting up, then we know it didn't work. All right, let's see what happens. Kind of noisy. Ooh, that was rough. Well, guys, so far, ooh, so good. I am losing brake pressure, so coming from park to reverse can get a little noisy and a little harsh. Honestly, guys, it's been about 3 or 4 minutes of doing that. Last time I could have done that, I probably did it 5 times more than what I did last time to trip the old one. So I don't know. We're going to see how it drives tomorrow to see if anything pops off or anything goes bad. But right now it seems to be good. So I'm going to catch you guys back again in the morning. All right, guys, it is the next morning and I'm about to take this thing for a test drive. I actually taped everything you just watched one time before, but the audio didn't catch up. So I forgot to tell you why I was test driving it this morning. And it's basically just because I have parking again. If I ever try to do this at night, I'm guaranteed to lose my parking, my spaces, and I can't work on the cars. So that's why I waited until this morning. But right now we are actually gonna take a trip just to see how well it does. It'll be about a 20-minute trip, see how it drives, if there's any issues. Let's get at it. All right, seatbelts on. And start her up. It does start way stronger. I will say that. All right, guys, let's do it. Okay. All right, just shifted into second. Wasn't too bad. Third seems pretty good. Fourth seems pretty smooth. Now this is the real test. 3, down to 1. Ooh, okay, a little hard in the second. Third's okay. Yeah, second kind of hits a little hard. I don't know if this TCM's gonna work. I mean, by far, how the car was acting up, this is way better. I gotta start remembering to take you guys on the test drives beforehand. I'm just always overexcited to get the car and get it back home. All right, third to fourth, fourth to fifth is real smooth. Yeah, it's a smooth little car. Sorry guys, I know the road noise is gonna make it extremely hard for you to hear me. I probably should have done more off the highway driving to test this. Thinking about that now. All right guys, so right now I'm going to feel the first to second, second to third again. See how this thing is acting. Fingers crossed it's acting well. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's solid. Solid. I think I was mashing the gas before. If you just take off smooth and not like an animal, this shift's fine. This is so cool. This is so cool. I'm so happy that someone left it behind. I'm not gonna get too excited. I don't even think the car's had a full chance to cycle yet. Like for all the monitors and everything. But compared to how I was driving this thing with the TCM, it's far better. So I can't cry too much, but I'm just trying not to get a little overzealous. Did I use that right? Guys, let me know if I used that correctly in the comments. Sometimes I think I know what I'm saying. Man! Oh, I'm so happy. When these things work out, you get to feel like a little kid, little giddy kid who got the toy you wanted. Oh! Such a good feeling. Such a good feeling. All right, we're gonna test it out again one more time. All right, let's say the shift. First, second, boom, no problem. Third, no problem. Oh, it's gonna be a good car. $50, guys. Well, again, knock on wood, knock on wood, knock on wood. I don't want to get too excited. Man, my fingers are staying crossed. All right, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Broke Premiere. From what I can see, the TCM is acting amazing. I could not be any more happier. So if you haven't yet, make sure to go down and hit the subscribe button, click the notifications bell. We're putting out 2 a week now. So if you haven't yet, make sure to hit that bell so you get alerted every time one drops. Also, if you haven't, hit the like button. I appreciate it every time you guys do. All of you that do it, it really does help me. And those of you that don't, you know, it's okay to be your first time. I appreciate it. No, but seriously, guys, it helps me out a ton. I'm seeing the traction growing. It's getting to the point where I'm going to be able to start doing this a little more seriously. Getting close. Once it hits there, you're going to see even a bigger change in the channel. But anyway, I was wondering what you guys thought. Do you think the TCM works? And if any of you guys do know about the TCMs in these cars, whether the 06 will work in the 08 or if it's only 08 per. But my thought is, if it's set to the transmission with the same engine, I know they make minor tweaks, but I don't think it'd be enough to cause any major problems. I mean, and you saw it shift just now, taking off from the lights, first to second, second to third. I think it was hard on the first couple because that's the way it's been driving. I think just kind of getting the transmission fluid a little warm, taking it through a few shifts, it just smoothed everything out. But anyway, yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this episode, guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will catch you again on Thursday. Later, guys.